I decided to do a case of something that I heard of a few months ago, which is definitely What Are the Chances? And then when I started getting into it yesterday, I was like, wow, this is
intense
some
shit.
Dark
Were you the one who texted the chat like, I'm going to need more time because my case is not what I thought it was?
Yes,
Correct.
that was you.
That was me.
When I first read it, I went, God damn it, Kenyon. And then I reread and I was like, oh my God, what is happening? Parallel universe.
I'm doing a case today.
I love when you do a case. It's very strange. It's like seeing a teacher outside of their school.
Yeah.
Like
You're the
running
biology
into
teacher using the metal detector to pick up coins around the parking meters at the beach.
running into your gyno at Target.
That's my aesthetic.
That is your aesthetic.
I love it.
Mhm.
My friend Shad, who's probably listening. Hi, Shad.
Hi, Shad. See you at the wedding.
He makes fun of me for only wearing shapeless things. And the last time I got that dress that I wore to brunch in Las Vegas, that cute little chambray thing, Ben said I looked like an art teacher.
I mean, yeah,
You do.
cool art teacher.
He calls it my frock.
Yeah.
You've always looked like a cool art teacher.
Oh,
Yeah,
Like a sort
that's
of
been
like
your-
acerbic. Yeah.
Shape.
That's been your aesthetic since like 2009. Up until then, it was always a very similar cut pair of jeans with like a tiny flare, like a bootleg cut almost.
I loved a bootleg.
And some kind of either vintage or like bold t-shirt.
T-shirt. Yeah.
That was
A graphic tee.
a graphic tee. That was your uniform for years. And
You're
then
not
you
wrong.
like graduated high school and started working in publishing or whatever, like working in a magazine, and you were like, this is the change. Frocks.
Art teacher.
Frocks out for Jesus. Let's go. And I loved every moment of it.
I'm a real frockist. I love a
You
frock.
are.
Okay, here we go. Apologies in advance. On the night of Wednesday, January 6th, 1982,
Oh, God, a cursed day.
82.
Yeah, but still.
29-year-old Bobby Jo Oberholzer met some of her friends and coworkers at a local bar called the Village Pub in Breckenridge, Colorado.
Bobby Joe.
Bobby Jo, sweet Bobby Jo. She had called her husband around 6 p.m. to let him know that she would be out celebrating a recent job promotion. Good for you, Bobby Jo.
Get it, Bobby Joe.
They had some drinks together while heavy snow fell outside. I editorialized a lot of this.
I love it.
Bobby Jo was later...
Wait, was it snowing or it's just
It was
Breckenridge,
the middle
Colorado
of
in
summer.
January, so
no,
you
it
took
was
a gander.
super snowing.
Okay.
January
Yeah.
6th.
Heavy snow.
Okay.
Bobby Jo was later described by her sister Lori, it's never, you know what happens to Bobby Jo,
Oh, God.
as a free spirit and a very happy young woman, kind of a hippie.
Her smile lit up a room.
Yeah. She was married to a fellow hippie type named Jeff. They were both from Racine, Wisconsin, and after they married in 1977, they moved to Alma, Colorado, and this is about a half hour south of Breckenridge. So she worked in Breckenridge. She lived in Alma with her husband.
Beautiful part of the state.
Oh, yeah. Just gorgeous.
It's like in the mountains. It's near Winter Park. It's all of the mountainous, like
Skiing
southwest
and
of,
snowboarding.
like west of Denver stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
Jeff ran an appliance repair business and Bobby Jo worked as a receptionist for a real estate company in Breckenridge. I found conflicting reports on whether or not they had a daughter.
Okay.
I don't think they did, but they might have.
Okay.
Okay.
Maybe.
Also, you're pronouncing Babby Joel wrong.
Babby.
Babby
You're saying-
Jo.
You're saying Bobby Joe, and it's Babby Joel.
Well, she's
Babby Jo.
she's from Colorado.
But
from
we're not.
Well, she's from Wisconsin.
She's
You're
from
right.
Racine, Wisconsin.
Babby
It's
Joe.
Babby Joel.
It's Babby Jo. You're right. So on this evening, after a while hanging with her friends at the Village Pub, Babby Jo left the bar around 8 p.m., telling them that she planned on hitchhiking home, which was a regular occurrence.
Oh, Babby, no.
Babby, no.
When
Babby
she-
Joel.
When she failed to come home by midnight, so Jeff had made dinner. She wasn't there yet. He went to bed. He woke up at midnight. She still wasn't there.
Jeff.
So at midnight, he drove to the home of one of the friends she had been celebrating with, and the friend told Jeff that they had no idea where she was. They were like, she left at 8.
Hours ago.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she left early. She should be home. Oh, no.
Yeah. He immediately went to the Breckenridge Police Department to file a missing person report, but was told that it was too soon to file a report.
Oh, for God's sake.
So poor Jeff headed back home to Alma alone.
Oh, no.
That same evening, another young woman named Annette Schnee was wrapping up her workday around the same time. There are photos of both of these ladies on the drive. They are so pretty.
Okay.
There's also one of the pictures, I think it's of Annette, is with, it's like a portrait of her with her dog. I'm in the completely wrong folder.
I feel like
Oh my God, I
have
love it.
learned about this case before. Like this, yeah.
Oh no, it's Babby Jo with her dog.
Oh,
She's just
my
so
God.
cute.
Oh my gosh, look at them. Look at Annette.
The feathered hair.
Oh, she is rocking that Farrah Fawcett hair.
My God.
They're both so cute and young and vibrant.
Mm-hmm.
Look at that dog.
That's the smiliest, happiest dog and his little eyebrows.
He looks so
Little
sweet.
head cocked.
Yeah.
Get out of here.
So 21-year-old Annette worked at a nearby Holiday Inn during the day and worked as a part-time server cocktail waitress at a bar called The Flip Side in the evenings.
Cute.
That day, she had a doctor's appointment in the afternoon and was planning on heading home after her doctor's appointment. Annette was last seen leaving a Breckenridge pharmacy at around 4:30 p.m. People who knew her assumed that she was also going to hitchhike home, as she very often did. But this time, she vanished.
Oh my God.
No.
Okay.
So we've got two missing women
from the same
on
day.
the same day in the same town.
Breckenridge at this
Oh, fuck.
time, as it is today, was a very popular mountain ski resort town with lots of tourist money. So it was a small town with a very small population of permanent residents. So that
Right.
there were only about 1,200 people who lived there.
Yeah, but then the population would boom during ski season.
Yeah, there were just lots of tourists. But the people who lived there all knew each other. This was also in the early 80s. So as we know, hitchhiking was a common way of getting around. My dad hitchhiked to and from college every day.
Yeah, my grandpa and his like nephew or his cousin, but they were like basically the same age, once hitchhiked like all the way from Michigan to like Pennsylvania, like for funsies.
Yeah.
And like
it was
no
like a
one
thing.
knew where they were. It was shocking.
Yeah.
I know I'm misremembering that, and my mom is probably screaming, but it was something along those lines. It was completely insane.
Oh,
Yeah, it just
don't.
just
little,
was.
little babies listening to this, please don't. Just don't. It's
Yep.
not, you can't do it anymore.
It's not worth it, even though it's statistically not as dangerous as the scare makes you seem it is. It's just dangerous enough.
Yeah.
Well, you just don't need to anymore.
Yeah, it's not necessary.
Get an Uber. It's basically hitchhiking.
Right.
Okay, so as I said, these women should have had no reason to be afraid. They hitchhiked all the time. They knew the people in the town, blah, blah, blah.
They weren't going far.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, Babby Jo was going about a half hour away. I'm not really sure where Annette lived, but it wasn't terribly far away. So according to Jeff, Babby Jo's husband, quote, "Everybody hitchhiked. You got to know people in the town. They got to know you, and they'd look for you to take you over and back if you needed a ride."
That makes perfect sense to me.
Yeah.
That's like community, neighbors who know each other.
Right.
That feels different to me than
straight up
rando on the side of
hitchhiking.
the road. Not
Correct.
like neighbors looking out for each other.
This is like flagging down a neighbor.
correct.
Yeah, like I've driven my rando neighbor places
Yeah.
because they were like locked out of their house or whatever.
And
but
the way those towns are, like, they're very separate because of the mountains.
exactly.
But people, got from one to another for work or whatever all the time. So as I said, it was a very snowy evening that quickly turned to blizzard conditions with bitterly cold temperatures reaching 20 below zero Fahrenheit.
The worst.
And
Yeah.
the cops don't want to go out and look for these fucking women.
I mean, yeah, it was too soon to file a missing person report for Babby Jo, but we'll get to it. The weather was so bad, in fact, that another event that night made national headlines. So this is so fucking weird. A local sheriff was in an airplane. It was like a United commercial flight. He was flying to San Francisco He just happened to be the sheriff. He happened to be looking out the window as they flew over Guanella Pass, which was in that area, when he saw a flashing light blinking the SOS Morse code.
What?
No way.
So he quickly alerted the captain of the plane, and the captain called the
Ground support or
city they
whatever.
were flying over. And soon a ground rescue crew made their way up to the 10,000-foot mountain pass in sub-zero temperatures to rescue a local miner/car mechanic named Alan Lee Phillips, whose car had become stuck in the snow.
No way, dude.
His pickup was, the back tires were stuck, so the front of the truck was kind of pointing up.
Yep.
And
couldn't get any traction.
And he was using his headlights to flash SOS, and that's why it was pointing up. That's why they could see it from the fucking airplane.
That's insane.
shook.
Mm-hmm.
What are the chances?
So he used his truck's headlights to blink SOS in a last-ditch effort to save his own life, and this fucking sheriff just so happened to see him
That's wild.
and recognize the Morse code and tell the captain. Fucking crazy.
I'm surprised
That's
the captain
so
was
cool.
even like, okay, I'll do something about this. And
I
not
think
just
if it weren't
sit down,
like-
sir.
if it
Because
weren't
he's a
a
sheriff.
Yeah.
it would have been different.
Mhm.
Right.
Would be my guess.
So a guy named Dave Montoya was the fire chief at the time, and he was the first one of the ground rescue crew to reach Phillips. And in fact, those two men knew each other from working in the mines together. So
Wow.
Dave gets to Phillips and was like, oh.
He's like,
the
"Hey,
fuck,
man."
Yeah.
Yeah. How you doing? What the fuck you doing out here?
So Montoya says,
Jesus
quote,
Christ.
sure as heck, there he was in his little pickup, and he saw me and said, oh God, I'm saved.
Oh.
He said he got drunk and decided to drive home, and the
Sir.
reason why he went that route over the mountains was to avoid the highways because he was drunk and didn't want to get pulled over.
Oh, for God's
in a fucking
sakes.
blizzard. So I'm too wasted to drive on the highway. So I'm going to drive up a mountain pass
A
in
tiny
a blizzard
mountain road in a blizzard
in my
instead.
truck from the 80s.
Yep.
Oh, no. Oh, that's beyond stupid.
Continuing this quote from Montoya. And I said, you came up over the pass? And he said, well, it seemed like a good idea. I thought, how in the heck did this guy get so lucky for all the stuff to fall into place?
Mhm.
Montoya said he noticed a large, fresh bruise on Phillips's face, which he said the then 30-year-old. So Montoya said that Phillips said he got the bruise when he left his truck to go pee in the snow and then ran into his truck because the blizzard made it zero visibility.
No, he did something to one of these girls. I'm telling you right
Or
now.
both.
So the next morning, after the blizzard had subsided at about 7:45 a.m., Jeff Oberholzer, so Bobby Joe's husband, got a phone call from a rancher who had found Bobby Joe's driver's license and the contents of her wallet blowing around on his property.
Oh my
So
God.
something with her home phone number. He called the number.
Don't love that.
So Jeff and some of his friends went to this ranch to look for Bobby Joe. As Jeff pulled up, he spotted a blue backpack in the snow. He got out of his vehicle and found Bobby Joe's, that was her backpack. He also found her glove covered in blood
No.
God.
and also a bloody tissue lay nearby, but Bobby Joe was nowhere to be found.
Oh my God.
Well, I sure hope you liked that clip. If you did like that clip, make sure you are subscribing to our YouTube channel, leaving us a nice review, and joining us on Patreon for even more video content, audio content, salacious content all around. Come join us. Treat yourself.